Hey, what's going on? What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Ask a Brother podcast. I am your host, Jeff St. James. Now, listen, for starters, shout out to the subscribers, man. We're at 29,612. Appreciate y'all, man, genuinely for supporting the channel. It's incredible, man, in terms of how this channel has been growing, especially how fast it's been growing. A very, very short amount of time. And I'm grateful and honored for all you all that's been a part of helping with this journey. Despite me being shadow banned after my Obama episode, I'll probably be bringing it up to our special guest once I bring him on. But for starters, I just want to kind of decompress after that 2 hour plus stream last night, which was awesome. Shout out to Pop Culture Mika. She was an awesome guest. It seems like a lot of you all are really receiving a lot of her message. And I kind of wanted to clear up some things in terms of when I'm bringing on a lot of guests, because I noticed that everybody seems to have all of these different opinions from which types of guests I should have, the types of things I should be saying or shouldn't be saying. My initial lens with this particular channel, believe it or not, is one second. I had to move that around. My personal humble opinion is I think that this channel, for me anyway, is meant to be a spot and space for different ideas. That's it. Just different perspectives, different opinions, different viewpoints. And I'm excited. I'm excited to be just one of the people who I think can engage in this type of dialogue and listen to people and hear their views and perspectives and give them a chance to articulate it without someone screaming and yelling and, doing all this other stuff. So I'm like, just know that a lot of times, every time I'm bringing people on, it's not because I'm trying to start a debate with them. It's more so because I want to hear their actual perspective. Sometimes I agree, sometimes I don't. My goal is to introduce my audience to new ways of thinking, new perspectives, new books, new ways of learning. And I think that so far so good with the well-rounded group of guests that I've had so far. And of course, I'm super, super hype about tonight. But before I get any more into that stuff, let's start with, if you are currently in the chat, if you're currently watching this as we speak, this is what I asked, since your boy is currently still shadow banned as of the last, I think, 3 or 4 days. The lives appear to still work very well, but they only work when you all are engaging in the content. That includes liking this, that includes hyping up the video, as well as sending it to 2 to 3 different people. If you want to submit a super chat, click the $sign, $2, $3. I'll greatly appreciate it. But if you're a member, don't feel obligated to donate. As I say every video when I try to remember, if you are a member, you're already supporting the channel as is. So anything that you feel free to donate, I'll be grateful for sure. So just a couple of quick announcements, y'all. Your boy, on November 15th, I will be in New York appearing on a very popular podcast. I cannot announce as of yet who it is that I'll be meeting with, but let's just say most of you would have seen these individuals, because I almost spoiled it just like that, and their platform that they've been building up, and they're killing it. So really excited about that. That's on the 15th of this month. I will be in Atlanta on, I believe, December the 11th. I just confirmed that today. So your boy went from starting this podcasting thing this year to really starting to do a whole lot of traveling. So believe it or not, your donations actually help me to be able to get from point A to point B and make sure I'm able to show up to these venues and events and stuff as I'm getting offered. So best believe, if y'all are donating, this is not something I'm actually taking for granted. And then last but not, and no, it is not the Breakfast Club, not yet. That's we have to stay tuned for that to see. Got to remember that I cover a lot of different interesting topics that I don't know if I'll be quite welcomed in that space. But who knows? We never know about that. I this month plan on working on a project that I hope you all are going to love and receive. And my hope is that between now and the beginning of December, that project will be complete and I can announce it to you all. I can't give a lot of details on it. I just know that it'll probably be one of the major achievements of my life. I've, between getting married, having a child, purchasing my first home in the last, 2 years, I've had a lot of dope milestones recently. But if I'm able to do this one, this particular project, and complete it successfully, it'll be one of the major life achievements of my life. So, and I hope that you all will love it. receive it and think that it could be meaningful and helpful to you all in your lives. Shout out to the not only the subscribers but also the members, just for your ongoing support. Make sure you all again like this video. Make sure you send it to 2 or 3 people. All right, and then last but not least, last 2 announcements. Now, I say this every time. Make sure y'all get y'all products from the store if you can. All the links are in the channel bio. That includes links for the men's group, links for the store, links for consultations, and links for booking me if you want me and you to collab for future podcast related activities. So yeah. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and announce, just not announce, rather, shout out to our sponsor for today, which is DuSable Botanical Farms, for their healthy alternatives to assist you gentlemen in the bedroom with sexual performance and improving testosterone levels. So we're going to play the video, and then I'm going to get ready to introduce our next guest. So stay tuned for our video from our sponsor, and then we're going to get it going. One sec. Yo. So welcome back, and thanks again for from our sponsor from DuSable Botanical Farms. Again, y'all, make sure you use the code AskABrother 10 for 10% off your next purchase. So I'm going to give you about 1 to 2 more minutes and kind of just fluff to kind of make sure we're all set. So as I'm just allowing people the time to kind of filtrate in. I'm seeing what were we at, like 100 and I think we just popped in, and I want to say I last checked, I think we had about 100 people, 140 people in, and we only have 90 likes. So that means there's about 50 of y'all in here who just hopped in or has been in here and is just hanging out. If you want to, if you want to support this type of stuff and want to see it more and more and popping back up on the algorithm, you got to like the content. You got to like it. You got to like it. You got to like it. So when me and this individual that I'm about to introduce I know what's coming. I just have a feeling that this is going to be another fire episode, another fire interview. So make sure you hit the button, hit the like button, make sure you support, because when this man comes up, I'm just telling you, I'm hype. I'm so excited. I can't wait for this individual to come. I've been a huge fan of his long before I even thought about starting my own podcast years ago. So it's an honor. It's an honor for sure. So again, if you're not a subscriber, make sure you do subscribe. If you're not a member, you're welcome to be a member. You don't want to be a member, but you love the content, and if you love this particular episode, and if you want to support this type of future projects, feel free to not only hit the like button, but feel free to click the $ and donate whatever it is that you see fit. But I'm gonna tell you this right now: once me and this guest gets going and we just start talking, I have a feeling that we're about to make some incredible content. So without further ado, y'all, I am going to introduce today's guest. So last warning. If you are currently watching this, copy and send this video to 2, 3, 4 different people if you can. To Black people, to white people, to conservatives, to liberals. I think this is something I just have a feeling I want as many people to listen to this, and I want y'all to spam the crap out of this comment section for sure. So again, shout out to everybody that's coming in. Welcome. Again, if you have not heard, make sure if you please do smash that like button. Would greatly appreciate it. And feel free to hit the hype button as well. All right. So without further ado, it's now time for me to introduce today's guest. Listen, I'm going to say this, y'all, because this is the way I'm starting off my channel. I'm realizing now, with me getting shadow banned so early after only a few months of doing this, I can see how I can see how he's been treated in a certain way because already I'm starting to get a little bit of friction. But I'm going to say this right now, y'all. It's an honor. I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I don't take it for granted. And shout out to y'all, because if it wasn't for you all supporting this channel, I don't think a lot of these people that are coming on would even know I exist. So I'm genuinely grateful, genuinely grateful and appreciative of every single episode, every single like, every single comment, the good and the bad. I love doing this, and I hope to be able to do this, a lot more. So without further ado, y'all didn't just come in to look at my face the whole time. It's time for me to introduce today's special guest. So he is one of the most controversial people to ever appear on the internet. From radio to internet talk show host to conservative political commentator, he has never backed down from a lively debate or discussion. He goes places and conversations most wouldn't dare, and many believe you aren't allowed to, but he does so because he genuinely believes many of the things he points out are true about culture and society at large. He is one of the most banned men on the internet, and we are lucky to have him on here tonight. Please give me a warm welcome to the GOAT of this thing that I'm doing right now. He is Mr. Tommy Sotomayor. Welcome, good sir.
What's going on, man? As dark as I am, you trying to make me blush.
Woo!
As dark as I am, you trying to make me blush. And I gotta say, like, when you were talking about the types of things that people go through, before you even let me up, I saw somebody in your comment section, RAK90, said, I watched Tommy on Rumble last night. He said in his live that the legal age of consent should be 13 years old. Literally lying.
This how we start.
Literally lying. And I gotta say to you, one of the hardest things about what you do is that people who don't show their face and don't say their name try to destroy your name and your face when you go somewhere. I have children, I have family members, and you have people going around saying the most disturbing things about you.
Yeah.
Because if this person said I said this, they should have challenged me on my show last night. Because I leave my link all the time. But instead, you have so many people. I had to take my daughter off the internet because people were going in my daughter's comment section asking her how my peen tastes.
Wow.
People stalk my kid to where I have to play the shell game with where my kid is. Somebody showed up at my mother's church just to make a video.
Wow.
This is crazy that these are black people who claim white people are the worst people in the world. But it is black folks saying that they disagree with you, which is nothing wrong with that. We live in America, land of free speech. But how is it that you disagree with me so you don't argue the points? You try to smear my name.
Yeah, it's crazy. And what's crazy, my literal first question was kind of wanting to ask you about like your journey going through this process of being in the social light, like putting your name, your image, your opinions out there. Obviously, not everybody's a fan. And you've gotten deplatformed and canceled and all this other stuff. So like beyond that horrifically stupid, crazy story, like what else have you kind of gone through, both good and bad, with like putting yourself out there?
Girl I dated, they found out what school she was in college. They found out where she got her breast done. They went on her college page saying she was a prostitute. They went and put out I was doing my show last night and somebody was putting my mother's cell phone number in the comment section.
Jeez.
They took my grandmother, who at the time was 98 years old. They put her address on the internet and they said, go to this place. Everything in the house is free. And my grandmother was on her last day. She ended up passing away in 2017. But they came to her house all over in Gwinnett trying to get free stuff because the internet said it was free stuff.
Yeah.
You got someone in the comment section that says named Soul to Soul who says Tommy is a crybaby. But I want you to think about it this way. My videos make you upset. How am I the crybaby when you know who I am and you decide to stalk me. Because all I do is talk about the news. All I do is talk about what I actually see. So if I'm the crybaby, you're the one stalking me. And that is the craziest thing about our people. So when you ask what types of things I've been through, being stalked by people because they don't like your opinion, and then they do the most diabolical things to you. And when you say something back, you crying. These are the same people who run around hollering, hands up, don't shoot. These are the same people who thought that, well, what happened to George Floyd happened to all black folks. These are the same people that are talking about some slavery happened to us, but slavery never happened to them.
Yeah.
But the things they do to you when you say just what they're doing, you're crying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we are supposed to be the people that's asking everybody else to understand our plight. We don't understand the plight of each other. We get a kick out of trying to ruin another black person's life to the point of where you will hear the women say, "You mad? Wait a minute. So you went out of your way to get me upset, and now that you've got me upset, you have a victory?" If you just think about it, and I'll leave it at this.
Yeah.
You and I came to have a discussion. You'd assume anybody who came here would come to hear the discussion, but that's not what they were doing. They wanted to say some stupid things in the comment section and hope that I see it and hope that I respond, because they probably sitting at home right now in their living room with all their clothes off and a bottle of oil, rubbing themselves up. And if I say their name or point out their comment, they'll be like, yes, oh, he said my name. And you got to think about it. If free speech really matters, why is it that nobody challenges? And I've been doing this since 2009. Why is it nobody challenges what I say? They call me gay. They say I have a little peen. They say I do everything in the world. I hate myself. But they never challenge what I say.
They don't say you're wrong. They don't say you're wrong. And I'm realizing that now in the short time that I've been in this space. I've been experiencing this to a small degree in my personal life, like with just talking. Every time you're probably the same, where it's like when you're in social settings, people ask your opinion, and sometimes you just put it out there, and then you just watch the change, and like people start acting weird and people start wanting to challenge you or whatever. And that's one thing to do it in your real life. It's another thing when it's thousands and thousands of faceless people who just say the most insane stuff. And like you said, it's 90% of the time, it's never about your art, that like an argument or coming back at like what the point you're making and why you're wrong. It's just always about why you're unqualified to have that opinion. You're a man, so you can't talk about that. You're a black man, so you can't talk about this group. And I'm like, whoa, like, yo, this is crazy.
And I watch some of your stuff, and I know you're supposed to be asking me questions, but I got to ask you,
what's up?
Running into those things, how are you starting to feel about it? Because I know I tell everybody what I thought about what I was doing versus when I actually did it was completely different. I did not think it would be what it was, but once you get in that fire, you start to realize how bad it is. You are very level-headed. You ain't nothing like me where you just out here just call him, because I ain't shit. I will admit. I call people out their name. I'm doing a video and it piss you off.
Yeah.
But you're very measured. But I always tell people, let me tell you what measured got Jesus. What did measured get Martin?
Yeah, listen, I hope that's not my end.
Oh, no, I'm not wishing that on you, brother. But I'm saying they claim they don't want people like me who speak the way I speak. But look what they've done to people who never spoke the way I spoke.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this. Once I saw who was cheering when Kevin Samuels died, I never looked seriously at basing my value and ego and pride and peace on whether or not somebody's going to talk to me or like me today. I had to, once I saw how fickle people are, once I saw the last handful of elections, and whenever I would say something that wasn't the narrative, I saw how people would move and respond. I got used to realizing people like you, and people like you when they like what you do and what you say. But once you do something they don't agree with or say something they don't like, they can switch up on you at any time. And I'm saying anybody can do that. So once I've gone through that a handful of times in my personal life, in hindsight, I think it prepped me for the internet. So I don't know 99% of the people out there. So it doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't keep me up at night. Now my big thing, I think the reason why I've been able to be so level-headed is I've done very, very few call-in shows. And everybody's like, man, you gotta do the call-in shows. You gotta do the call-in shows. And that's where I think a lot of us, you get caught off guard. You got random people coming, you don't know what they're going to say, versus like inviting a guest or going on the panel. It's a little bit more formal. So I think that as I start trying to do more call-in shows, which, we'll see how it goes, they may bring out a different side of me.
Yeah, that's one of those. I'll tell you something else not to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do not read their comments. Just don't.
I laugh. I just don't take any of it. I don't laugh. I just don't take. I don't know. Like, what is it about the comment? Because Jazz, you've heard of Jazz, right? A few times. She's hilarious. I've talked to her outside of the podcast and thing. But Jazz, she cannot not look at the comments. She can't not look at the comments. And I'm like, that's where the crash out gonna come. What is it about the comments that like message gets to y'all?
I don't know what it is, but boy, them comments is something. You gotta just you gotta really just say, you know what, I cannot pay these any attention, because if you pay them some attention, ooh, it will not go your way.
Every time. Like it'll catch you off, and it'll throw you off what you were planning on talking about, and like you in a whole nother lanes. It's something funny enough. A lot of times when it's like crazy or challenging comments, I actually share them on the screen to make it known. Like I see it, I'm aware of it, and it doesn't really do anything to me. I don't know. I think maybe I went through so much in personal life that
so it don't bother you.
Nah, internet's like, it's real, but it's not real. If that makes sense. Like what's real is what you said earlier about people trying to reach out to your family and trying to find them, and that's real to me. This stuff isn't. That doesn't mean y'all should challenge me, because best believe, despite my calm demeanor, it's not gonna go well. I'm gonna tell you that. So I would behoove y'all to keep everything to the internet, and I'm personally fine with keeping it at that. Real quick, censorship. You seem to be an expert at censorship. When did you first start getting censored, and when did you start getting like deplatformed? What happened? Like, what was the triggering things that you were saying or doing that kind of caused you to kind of start getting banned and people coming for you? I can't hear you. What? Try again. Try hopping out and coming back in. Yeah, hopefully everybody else can still hear me. Hey, your mic is off, Tommy. Yeah, hop off and try to come back in. I think that's probably what it is. Try hopping off and come back in. Yeah. So Tommy's about to hop back on and back in. Welcome everybody as we are bringing. And I'm glad everybody hears me. Yeah, Tommy's gonna hopefully hop off and hop back in, and I'll bring him back in. That's a crazy story, just to open up with like how people are, man. Y'all got to realize, like, when we're doing these stuff, like, yeah, we're putting ourselves out there, but y'all got to realize, like, we're putting our face, our image, and we're kind of functionally representing ourselves. And I think sometimes people forget, like, we got family, we got friends, we have people that we care about or care about us. And I really hope that you all, be mindful of that with how y'all come at people, because just because someone says something that you don't like or agree with doesn't, in the grand scheme of things, like, okay, so what? Like, I think the main focus is, at the end of the day, it's just ideas. Now, if someone's espousing something that they think, oh, attack this person or something like that, then totally understandable. But as Tommy gets ready to come on, I'm going to pay attention to some of these chats real quick and see who kind of came in. So for starters, President Jafar, Tommy is a real red pill OG. A lot of the quotes in the space came from him. He went through the fire for years. Salute. Yes, for sure. He was one of the early pioneers. And for sure. And me having Rolo on not too long ago, and now having Tommy, it's actually incredible to be able to so quickly get them back to back, with this being my new podcasting experience, for sure. Blue Boy D, thank you for putting this together. Appreciate the $5 from both of you gentlemen. And also Blue Boy D again, put your money where your mouth is, men and brothers. This is why women are empowered. They spend. Listen, I appreciate it, good brother. I appreciate it. Let's see what other comments we have real quick as Tommy sorts out his mic situation to get us back on track. It says Milk Dud, the black community is done. I left ninjas years ago. Well, listen, I'm not going to say it's done. I do know that it's on life support to some degree in terms of just the sheer pushback that comes whenever anybody that thinks this is a potential way we can fix some issues, address some problems, bring things back together. My hope is that, you know, despite all everybody saying just talking about things doesn't help, doesn't work. My short-term experience has been, for the most part, that a lot of people have been very receptive to me so far. I know it's not going to always be a bed of roses. Let's see. Yeah, can you say anything? Nah, you know what you got to do? Unplug your mic, plug it back in, and then jump in, and you should be fine. That's probably what it is, more than anything else. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. So Tommy's gonna try to fix his mic situation. Hopefully we don't have to reschedule this because I'm super hyped and excited about this for sure. So I'm gonna give him some time to kind of work on that. Let's see who else we got. Hit the like button. Hit the like button for sure. For sure, that's the job of the public. And it's true. It does come with the territory, but like what happened with Charlie Kirk, what happened with Tommy. No, although it can come with the territory, I think the better question is, should it? Should danger of your family and friends necessarily come with it? Probably not. Do we live in an ideal world where we can guarantee that? No. Are we immune from consequences? Of course not. But that doesn't mean that people should be functionally unsafe. And I think that's more so what he was focused on, as am I. We don't care about people liking or not liking us. It is what it is, more or less. So while Tommy's still working on that, let's see what other comments we have still in here. He got banned for telling the truth about the black community. Yeah. I think that you know, when we get him back on, that's going to be one of the key questions. I'm like, what specifically was he saying? Because we hear so much in the music, we see so much in the culture, we see so much shown on social media. And it's kind of shocking that it seems like when we touch on and talk about certain groups and certain topics, that's when we get shadow banned. That's when we get banned. That's when we get demonetized. And it's interesting to see how I'm myself. I'm learning the whole pitfalls of like what you can and can't say, what you can or can't cover. Very bizarre for sure. And what's interesting is a lot of the things that you can't talk about, there's way worse stuff that's being allowed to be shown and expressed all over the internet. So very interesting for sure. Let's see who else we got real quick before Tommy hops back in, and hopefully his mic is fine at that point. I'd like to see you interview BGS. Oh yeah, man, that would be dope. That would be a dope collab for sure. Let him know. I would definitely be down and interested for sure. Shout out to Leslie. Appreciate y'all for sliding through. Of course. Somebody already said we were cooked. Tommy, check the StreamYard settings. Yeah, he's working on that as we speak. But it's the mentality of some. There are no absolutes. Okay. Who else we got? Phil Jr., we appreciate you. Jeff, yo, I appreciate y'all on the low because like I said, this is new for me. I did do podcasting in the past. One of these days, somebody's gonna find the very, very ancient podcast that I did that I will not name. I think I did like 3 or 4 episodes, and this was pre-2020, believe it or not. And I was busy and had life circumstances going on. So me kind of doing this now, I did have a little bit of experience, but it's been pretty dope, for sure. And by the way, if you have not watched my last my last night live with Mika, make sure you pop culture Mika. Make sure you do, because I think she killed it for sure. She held it down. We had a little run-in the comments with Jazz. We had Slimmy. We had quite a few people from Anton's crew kind of popping through on that. And best believe, don't assume I won't be doing more collabs with them for sure. And there's some people in the chat that I've been seeing. Let me see where they at, because I definitely want I definitely want to do some collabs with a few of y'all in here that I haven't done yet. And where is she at? Where is she at? If I find it, I'll mention it again. It's done. I just heard a group of black women plotting with white supremacists on how they can undermine black men. So I saw it. I saw the clip. I saw the clip. I didn't know for sure. I knew they were talking to white men. I couldn't confirm for sure if these men were white supremacists necessarily. But I did see these black women, and y'all got to look it up on YouTube. It's like black women plotting with white supremacists. It's a real thing, or white men or whatever. And they were talking about what it is that they want these white men to do to get rid of black men and make them functionally irrelevant in society. I think for the longest, the talking points have been how the black community, a lot of black women have been bamboozled by white feminism. I think we forget that there's also the other element that for people who have very negative or evil or hateful ideologies, they'll go out of their way to work with anybody that they think can be effective. So it's unfortunate. And Sucker for Love, I appreciate you bringing this up. I totally forgot. I actually saw it myself, and it's pretty disturbing for sure. JNM on 1891. Jeff, I appreciate your optimism, but you can't save people who don't realize they need saving. This is true. And I don't know that my goal is as much trying to see them being saved or radically changing right in front of me. I think it's more so through the lens of I think it's more so through the lens personally of planting seeds. Am I planting seeds that are good, that are true, that are helpful and beneficial? Those seeds probably won't grow in front of me. They won't probably happen or manifest during the conversation. Those seeds that I'm planting may be things that may pop up 3 months, 6 months, 2 years from now. And I think that if we get in the habit of trying to plant seeds versus trying to create trees in real time, I think we'll actually go a lot further. And I even think we'll probably approach conversations dramatically different. Tommy, I'm going to try one more time. Let me see here. Mike. Let's see. All right, I'm going to try to add you, Tommy, and see what's going on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Hey,
Yo,
hey.
listen.
Lord Jesus.
Now the show.
Lord Jesus.
Now the show officially begins. So let's hop right back into it,
bro.
Yeah, what happened?
I said it's wild shit like that going on.
Hey, it's the Democrats.
I'll believe
it. All right, so real quick, we had mentioned briefly about, or I had mentioned briefly about you being, deplatformed, canceled, taken off of various different platforms. What was happening when you would come on these platforms and say what was going on? Who were you mentioning? What were you talking about that caused these types of reactions?
Okay, this is a difficult one.
Okay.
One of the things is you can't talk about what considered as sacred cows. People who have certain opinions and thoughts or are held to certain regard. If I got out like Derek Jackson and I told people that black men ain't shit, they need to treat women better, take care of their kids, nobody would tell me my mama black. My daddy black, my uncle black. And since I'm a man, that would be closer to telling me I hate myself. But that doesn't happen. But if I am to correct black women, and when I say correct, I don't mean I'm your daddy or nothing like that. But I can see something and think, well, that's not good.
Yeah.
And so that's all I did. I saw a problem that other people did not call out. And so I was talking about that. Well, there's a problem with doing that because black women are considered that sacred cow. You cannot go around talking about black women because black women, no matter how strong they say they are, the one thing it seems like they can't handle these strong black queens?
What?
Criticism. How is it that you that damn strong, but anytime somebody say something that you don't like, it hurts your feelings? Now remember, they started telling people I work for the white man. That's why Tommy says these things. But guess who they went to? The white man to get me kicked off. If I work for the white man, would the white man who on YouTube ever kick me off? They would never do it. So you have to ask yourself then, who is it you can't tell the truth about? And that's who controls you. There were two people who I crossed, and I'm not going to say the other because I'm out of respect for your channel. But their hats don't have brims like ours. They're very small. And when you discuss them, well, that became a problem. And the saving grace to that actually happened to be for the last 2 years was TikTok, where people started to hear on TikTok, people questioned this group because they were never able to hear it anywhere else. And that's why now you can hear people discuss it. But then Donald Trump said, you know, TikTok is a bad thing. It's owned by China. And it was true. But then he now says, oh, no, it's not that bad. Help me win the election, because they sold it to who? Who owns it now? Anybody just ask that question? Who owns it now to why it became okay? Same group of people who were being exposed on it for a year and a half.
Wow.
Wow. So I talked about those sacred cows, and if you step on the wrong toes, things will go wrong for you. And that's just what happened to me. That's why you have people like that person. He won't leave. This RK90 says, white men on YouTube just kicked Tommy off. And he just keeps, how to get Tommy canceled, call him crispy. He'll do the rest. Again, I want you to think about this. What type of individual will go around stalking a man they don't know?
It's weird. It's so weird.
Who is he that just keeps wanting my attention? I give it to him because I do it to prove a point here. That there are people who will stalk a person because of their opinion. I get it that you don't like their opinion. Challenge their opinion. That RK, whatever they say they are in the comment section, they've not challenged one opinion I brought up. They want y'all to call me crispy because I'll do the rest. They told you that I said that 13 is the age in which you should have consensual sex. They just make up things.
Insane.
But you will never see them say, you know what? I'm not going to insult that man. And if I'm going to say something to him, I'm going to say something to him about what he said. I'm going to make him answer for his own words. I think that is one of the scariest things about Black people, because we don't believe that there's a conversation to be had without insults. I'm 49 years old. We believe in playing the dozens, always. Your mama ugly. Your peen little. Broke.
You hate your mama.
You hate your mama. They will never argue. Okay, let's argue the point. So I hate my mama, but what did I say that was wrong?
Yeah.
So my penis is little. What did I say that was wrong? So I'm broke. What did I say that was wrong, though?
Yeah.
And you got to think about it. Black people are constantly saying the world won't listen to us because we're Black. That's the same group of people who try to get other people to not to listen to you because of you short, you fat, you old. Any other reason other than let me talk about what you said.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm realizing, like, I realize in our community, we use insults as a form of intellectual, of shutting down intellectual debate. And I don't think that they don't realize the older we get and the more that we recognize it, the worse it makes us look. And it's in the worse the groups that you represent end up looking. So if you're a Democrat, if you're a liberal, and every time somebody says something about Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, about Hillary Clinton, about the Democrat Party, and you start with the insults, it doesn't go as far as you think it goes, because at the end of the day, like, it just, you basically are like, you know, you basically come off like a child. I hate to break it to you, but you come off like a child where you don't have the ability to communicate and express why you believe something different. Why you came to different conclusions. It's always just about, we need to shut you up, shut you down. Obviously, they wanted to take money out your pocket if they could get you deplatformed and get you off of stuff. It's is brutal, man. And I saw it increase more in 2020. It went from people like you, just random different people at different points. Milo, different time stuff, right? And Milo got it for sure. But it would happen to certain individuals. It wasn't like always a widespread thing. And then when 2020 happened, I just saw this crackdown where once you know, once COVID happened and we were told what we had to take and where we couldn't go, and when we started to like question things about Wuhan and Anthony Fauci and some of the things that they're saying, I'm seeing doctors, licensed doctors, being deplatformed, putting fake news and all false news and stuff under their things, them getting their licenses stripped from boards, and I'm like, yo, this is going from just a social media thing to like, yo, y'all are like trying to approach this with everybody. So like, how do you feel about the state of like censorship now that Trump's back in office? We're 4 years past Biden. From 2020 to now, did you notice that too?
Yeah. Let me point something else out to you. When you talk about what happened in 2020, you look at people who you would have thought this would have never happened. Donald Trump was deplatformed. He was the president of the United States. I remember people being afraid to say these things. They would call it the jab, because they were getting kicked off for questioning. And I want y'all to hear this, because a lot of people don't want to hear these things, but I'm gonna say it to you anyway. We let women get away with saying my body, my choice when it comes to getting rid of their children who are inside of their bodies, their body, their choice.
Correct.
Yet we told the same people during 2020 that we didn't have our body, our choice when it came to getting that shot.
And you were shamed into not getting the shot if you didn't get it.
You can't work at your job. Had people like Jimmy Kimmel come out and say, if you go to the emergency room and you don't have the shot, they should let you sit and die. These were his words.
Don Lemon said some crazy off the wall stuff. They just said we need to just. I think somebody said reporters are saying this. News commentators are saying the most insane, vicious stuff. And it wasn't just about the group that you were talking about in just the medical field in general. It was down to like, if you questioned anything that wasn't what you're supposed to just agree with, it was like everybody was getting it. Teachers, nurses, doctors, administrators. It was shocking to see, man. So segue or pivoting from this discussion, I want to get to the real stuff. Starting point. Why do so many women hate you? And why do so many Black women specifically believe you hate them?
The women hate me because I try to hold them accountable, because I look at it this way. If you say you're a queen and you say you're a goddess, if I said I was a coach, when the team lost, guess who they question? Me. If you say you're a queen and a goddess, why would you think I'm supposed to question anybody other than you? Black women want to take on the mantle of being the greatest thing on earth. So then I should be able to point out things that don't seem to be going very well, and you shouldn't get mad. As a matter of fact, one of the tenets in the Bible tells you that love comes with correction. So they say that somebody who corrects them hates them, when the truth is someone who corrects them loves them.
Yeah.
Because I have children, I have daughters. And do you think I would sit up there and tell my daughters, because the neighbors make straight D's and F's, it's okay for them to make straight D's and F's? Or would I have a problem with them coming home with D's and F's and C's and tell them they can do better? Now, they could think that I hate them, but I'm holding them to a standard. Black women use the term that you hate them because hate is a word to disarm everyone and make everyone turn away from a rational, logical, and legitimate. You say, hey, this is a problem. This is a legitimate concern. This is a legitimate problem. This is a legitimate issue. You can't tell me I hate myself because I got a problem with what you do. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if I told women, you hate Black men because you call the men who don't pay for their kids child support deadbeat dads. And that is the actual name you call a dude that's missed child support.
Yeah.
He missed the payment. He's a deadbeat. Imagine if I told a woman when she said, I want to date a man 6 feet, make 6 figures. And I told her, your daddy wasn't 6 feet and he didn't make 6 figures, so you should date me. They'd think we were nuts if we said that. If we said they hate themselves because they wouldn't date us. They use these things as shaming tactics. So when you ask, why is it they think I hate them? It's because they're not used to being held accountable. Because I remember them days in college. If you wanted to sleep with a black woman, all you did was just agree with everything she said. And these are the same people who say they hate men lying to them. No, you don't like men telling you the truth. Because as soon as a man tells you the truth, you say he hate his mom and he hates you and he got a little penis.
Hold on, because I just realized we are caught in that. We're caught in the catch-22 when they hate when we lie to them, and they demonize us for lying, especially when it comes to cheating. And then when we tell them the truth, and it's what they don't want to hear, they hate us for that. Oh my God!
It's a trick bag, as the old school brothers used to call it. We call it a trick bag. When somebody wants to hold all control over you, they make it to where nothing you do is right. You're always in the wrong. I remember having sex with a woman. The woman told me she loved me. She wanted to be my girl. We'd had sex for like a week straight. Then she flew back home. When she flew back home, she was like, I don't think I want to be in a relationship. And I remember thinking, if I complain, cry, or say, but I want to be with you, you know what I'll be called? Soft, simp, punk.
Yeah.
If the same thing had happened, and I then told her when she got back home, everything I told you while we was here screwing, I didn't mean it. She'd have went on the internet and told everybody I was a dog.
And that's if you didn't get a false allegation because of bitterness or resentment. Oh man, and I didn't realize, and of course I always recognize the whole saying something they don't want to hear, they get pissed off with that. But it's true. If they're getting upset when you're telling them the truth, and they obviously are upset with you when you lie, you functionally are never in a position of authority where you could actually challenge them about anything. Oh my God, man, we've been getting duped for years.
Yes. And the only reason it works is because the black community is a matriarchy instead of a patriarchy. Our mothers can neglect the hell out of us. We can never criticize our mamas. Notice that when people say, how can you say this about black women? Your mama black. But they never ask you what type of mother you had.
Ever. Wow.
If your mother was a horrible person, and then they make a joke, they say, if you do, they'll say, we could tell you must have had somebody doing you dirty. Ha ha ha. Well, wait a minute. You're making fun of the fact that the majority of human beings, if they've been done dirty, would question or not like that which had done them dirty. Like we wouldn't get mad at a person who had been molested and or raped going through Central Park. We wouldn't say, how dare you be afraid to walk through Central Park? Yet black women expect black men to be the ultimate daredevils. No matter who was a female treated them bad, they should get a next black woman an opportunity to do it too. You can't hold black women accountable to that. But let me ask you something.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about, here's what I know about snakes. Some of them are poisonous, venomous, and some of them are constrictors. But because I'm not a snake guy, I don't know who's who. So when I see all snakes, I start to think, based upon what I know about them, that they all might be a problem. And nobody would begrudge me for saying, let me stay away from those because I've heard stories about what they do. Well, black women have a lot of brothers who can share stories about what they've done. DeJounte Murray right now, he did what they asked us to do. Get with a woman who got kids, who twerk, but still give her a chance because you a celebrity and you make millions of dollars in the NBA. Look at how she got him looking now.
Wow. Yeah. Looking crazy right now. Looking crazy right now.
Look at how Will Smith's wife had him looking.
Come on, bro. Why we listen? There's very few instances where someone has shown me every single sign imaginable that they have a title that they don't want and don't deserve.
Hey.
I've never seen it. This is the only country. I know it's not technically true, but this is the only country in my mind where you'll get women who get married and do everything they can to not be. I've never seen this before, where you have women from all over the country who would swap places with them in a heartbeat, and you got these women between her and Aisha, and I'm like, y'all have everything. Y'all got everything. And between the men that are getting divorced and then the men that are winning and their reward is these you as women, oh my God. I'm like, how about this? Between the divorce rates and women acting like Jada and Aisha, are y'all shocked why a lot of men ain't signing up for marriage no more? If this is what we had, like if this is what a lot of men, I'm married, and I'm trying to explain to people, like, if y'all don't realize the examples, because we see it often, y'all got divorce parties on one end. All the men are always at fault. Men are always at fault on the other end, on that end, right? And I literally said it last night to Mika. I said, I actually think some of the worst people in society are the people in relationships that didn't cheat. It's because if they didn't cheat and the other person did, who's the one that has the loudest mouths talking about how he's a dog and how they're this and how they're that? And the reason why the relationship ended was only because of the cheating, not because you stopped having sex with him for 6 months to a year, not the fact that you weren't affectionate anymore, not the fact that you let yourself go and gain 40 pounds. None of these other things, not that you would disrespect him in front of other people, act like Jada and Aisha and defend that type of behavior. None of those things contributed to the demise of the relationship or the marriage. It's just because somebody finally stepped out and said, you know what, you're not satisfying me. I'm gonna look elsewhere. And I'm realizing a lot of the worst people that I've come across and observed, they just happen to be the ones that either didn't cheat or didn't get caught cheating.
Didn't get caught usually, because I can tell you, I had a girl treat me like crap because she was like, you did me wrong and so and so. And I found out she was just a whore. It's not even a hoe, just a whore. Every letter of the word. Just a sucking and doing everything in the world, but treated me like I was crap. But treated the side dude like he was the greatest thing in the world. And that's a thing that I learned, that it seemed like black women like. They like the guy they can't have. If you show them, I love you, I think you're beautiful, I want to lay up under you all the time, they ain't interested in that. They cheat on that guy all the time.
Not in their teens and 20s, for sure.
No, they cheat on that guy all the time. And you watch the stories. That goofy, they'll call him a goofy. These women will not find that guy attractive to them at all when he stopped hanging with his friends, when he stopped going to the club, when he lets you look through his phone. You got all his information.
Now you're bored. Now they bored. Now he's boring.
Listen to how they all talk about they want that excitement. They like that bad boy that you watch all they resume. If you watch a black woman's, I call it a P resume. It will hurt your feelings. You watch your whoever you with her P resume, because she'll tell you got to have 6 figures, be 6 feet, all these things, whatever. And then you'll see a dude that slept with her, that met her at the gas station. He didn't have no job. You know how many black women in Atlanta got Negroes living in the house with them who don't have no job? All he do is slang ding. That's it.
Yeah.
And it'd be dudes who want to take them out of that lifestyle. There are dudes who run up on these girls, meet them, they strippers, and he'd be like, I'll take you out of that lifestyle. You ain't got to do this. And it'd be a dude that'd be like, girl, let me drop you off at work so I can borrow the car.
Yeah.
You know who she'll be loyal to?
Dude, they need
the one, that one.
Yeah.
I did a story about a woman who murked a dude who liked her and was giving her money. She stole his money so she could buy something for the dude who had no job. That don't make sense. Every brother, it seemed like, got a story of, I did her right, she did me wrong, which is what makes it difficult for a black man to say, let me do right. I'd rather be a dog. That's why I leave you. If you leave me, you left because I did something wrong. The worst feeling in the world is to know I did everything right and I'm up here crying, because nobody feels bad for us when we cry. Women get to get online and call you a dog, say you did this wrong. They get a group of women coming to help them. They might even get women to go help them slash up your tires and tap your car. We can't get 4 niggas to go help us slash no woman's tires. Hold on. Call your homeboy and be like, man, he left me. Let's go over there and throw a rock through her window. He's not gonna go.
Ain't no dude doing that when it involves a woman, man. And it is crazy the stuff they co-sign. And they could, like, I just had the little mini debate last night with Mika where she said she didn't believe in the sisterhood, or she didn't believe the sisterhood truly existed. And I understood where she was coming from. Her lens was they'll stick with women until they won't, and they'll switch up at any time. And to the degree that I believe that that's true. But when they're talking with men and it involves 2 women, I've noticed the pattern again and again where they soften the blow, they make it seem like it's not that bad. And I'm like, when you say men should lose access to their kids, men should lose half their wealth, men should lose all this stuff, and they should go to jail if they can't pay for certain things, simultaneously, I find out who your girlfriends are, and they've done the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And worse, between property damage, between physical assault, between cheating. And I'm like, hold on a second. Is the issue that men are doing this, or is the issue just that y'all don't like it happening to y'all?
To you.
Because a lot of times I've noticed a lot of ladies don't cut off their female friends that do this. They actually don't. Which is so I'm starting to realize, like, oh, this is yet another double standard where I'm hearing women now complaining about Mary J. Blige and Cardi B potentially having to pay money. I'm like, in 2025, you're talking about it being unfair for somebody to have to pay money to an adult who's able-bodied, who no longer wants to be in a relationship? And it's like a whole nother, it's a brain freeze. And I'm like, am I in like a Twilight Zone? And when I tell them, I'm like, that's like a very rare thing that happens. Like, this is the exception to the rule. Like, it's still happening a lot in the other direction, right? And they're like, but women are making more money. And I'm like, still not to the degree to where you should be that upset about these very rich women having to pay this money. What about the guys that's not making a lot at all? And after they get done paying for child support or alimony or having to sell half their assets and everything, and now I knew men that after a divorce had to spend 6 months to 2 years living out of vehicles and people's couches. And you think there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm like, oh my God. So it's mind-boggling. And I realize now it's like, it's because the filtering system that they're using when they're talking about what women can do, what women should have, what women should fight for versus men, it's not the same filtering system. They got 2 totally different standards. So that's why when you're trying to let a woman know, hey, you say you want equality, but this doesn't look like that, she's like, we didn't ask for that. Not if it's going to cost us something. Not if it's going to impact us. Like, talking to them about paternity tests, you would swear you're having them in a stick up. I'd be like, who's against mandatory paternity tests? I've heard women on panels. I've heard women on panels say, well, who gonna pay for that? Wait a minute. Not the group that votes Democrat. Not the group that's sending money to people who just came here yesterday from other countries. Now you're talking about cost. Now you're talking about how expensive something would be. How? Like, and I realize it now. It's because they're looking at this stuff totally different, man. It's crazy.
Listen, they don't, and the truth of the matter is, they don't want men ever to win. When women claim they want equal rights, that is a lie. They want superior rights. When I saw what's her name, Halle Berry, when Halle Berry came out and said these laws are unfair. You didn't see when she did that? She said the laws were unfair. And I'm thinking, bitch, this ain't the first time you heard of this. You literally have seen men have to pay these exorbitant, crazy rates to women that weren't their wives. They just had a one-night stand with this lady. And now this man is having to pay for this whole life of this woman. And y'all was, you go, girl. That it was sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. That's all they cared about. But now all of a sudden, when you who fought for these equal rights are now having to be treated like how a man is treated, you say, "Oh no, that shit ain't right," and they get really offended. And I'm thinking, I'm with you to get this offended, lady. Now get this offended when it happens to men. Because it happens to men way more than it happens to you. You are in the 0.00006%. This doesn't happen to you. And the one time it happens, you're upset. And that's what we have to realize. That's why I'm a big believer in, I don't listen to shit women say. Excuse my French. I don't listen to them.
Oh my God.
I got daughters and I know they sit and say stupid shit and lie. I love them to death. They say stupid shit and lie to get out of trouble. Whenever one of my daughters get ran up on, I caught you in a lie, they start trying to rationalize why the lie was told. And it's always somebody else's fault who made them tell the lie. It was always somebody else's fault. I still remember that story that I did about the woman who, her and her husband, they kidnapped these women and were raping them and then murdering them. They put the man in jail, gave him the death penalty. The woman said she had nothing to do with it. He forced her to do it. They let her off, gave her 5 years. After 5 years, they sold the house that was happening, and the new people who bought the house went in the attic and found these tapes. Put the tape in the VCR.
What did it show?
The tape showed that the woman was the leader. She was telling the man what to do.
One of the and I hear a really bad echo. Do you hear one?
Oh, I'm sorry if you're hearing. I don't know. Y'all hear it? I don't hear it.
But it may just be on my part. Actually, it just went away. I think I'm good now. And what you revealed to me, and I do actually want to do an episode on this very soon. It's about Me Too, and it's about why all the ladies are complaining about where's all the good men, why aren't men approaching us, why this, why that. And I'm learning and realizing, like, they function so long off of a premise that if a man and woman is evolved, the woman starts off innocent and the man starts off guilty, and he has to prove himself innocent. And even then, that's not going to be sufficient with how society treats him. And it makes sense to me. It's like in the court of law, in public opinion, when a lot of times police officers are approaching, if they don't see the woman attacking him in real time, it's functionally what she says, not unless there's witnesses that can vouch for him. The assumption is she's right. We just had Sha'Carri, and I'm gonna let you speak on that. We just had it where it's like there was witnesses around, and she said he's the man. You should be arresting him when she assaulted him. And I realize now in hindsight, that mindset, that talking point is how a lot of ladies, not all, but most, I would even argue most, that's how they approach relationships with men in general. Not that they're all beating the crap out of men. The assumption is if somebody's going to be wrong, it's got to be him. What you think about your homegirl, Sha'Carri?
Listen, I did a video on that. She had me upset how easily she said, he's the man. Why aren't you arresting him?
Yeah.
I've been saying that this probably get me in trouble with black women when I say they're the right hand of white supremacy.
Well, black women are the right hand of white supremacy.
See, let me point something out to you.
Yeah.
During slavery, who was able to sleep with who interracially?
Allowed was black women with their white male slave masters. What was hidden was the black male slave slaves with their female slave masters, but that wasn't like a socially accepted thing.
Right. That's why I said well, and then when they found out the black male was doing something to the white woman,
chop chop.
Yes, it was quick. So he couldn't do it. But black women were able to do it, to the point of where when y'all hear this term dishing tea, you know where that came from?
Mm-mm.
The black females that the slave master would take with him when he would go visit sometimes the other plantation, he'd take his best black girl, give her the hand-me-down dresses of his white wife, take her, and the black women would meet out on the porch, pour tea with each other, and talk about their experiences with the white man. Their life was better because they were sleeping with the white man. And if they happened to have a kid with the white man, oh, that was the ultimate. Because see, the kid the black woman had with the white man had an opportunity to go to college, especially if it was light enough, it could mix in. So the black woman started to hate her black kids that she had with her black husband because the most he or she could be was a slave. But the ones you had with the white slave master, well, those kids could be doctors, lawyers, they could be educated, they could read. So black women started to hate black men because black men reminded them of who they are. Look at it today. You've never seen a black woman complain about a black woman being with a white man.
Not a day in my
They never said they're going to boycott this black woman for being with a white man. They never said that Serena Williams must hate her daddy. They never said Venus Williams hate her daddy.
Yeah.
Hate herself.
Yeah.
So she walk around in a blonde wig looking like the beast from Beauty and the Beast. Go Google him. Now imagine if you and me got us a white girl and started walking around with a Tom Cruise wig on.
Oh my God.
What do you think they say about us? If I got me a white girl and was like, "Hi guys, how you guys doing?" That is what she does now. You got to remember, what was Eve when she was dating black men? She was the pit bull in a skirt, tattoos, everything. She got a white man, got rid of the tattoos. Done lost her Philly accent. Now she's hi. Why is it that every time a white man get a black woman, he get a nice one? Why he can't get a ratchet one? But a black man, no matter how much he worth, she's still walking around being ratchet. You think Meg Thee Stallion, if she had a white man, would be doing any of what she's doing with this half breed?
Not that half breed. Yo, Clay got a shot. Clay got a stray bullet out of nowhere. Half breed.
I'm just saying that you watch them. They treat us like crap. No matter how much money we got, they still treat us like crap.
Oh my God.
They get a white man and completely change. You don't have to deal with ratchicity.
Bro.
So when you ask me about Sha'Carri, if you watch that video, she sat up there and was talking to her boyfriend like a dog. Told him, you gonna get it. And then, hi, it's Sha'Carri, when she was talking to the white man. You didn't notice that?
Yeah. Very nice, polite way she talked to the police officers and everything. Yeah.
And look how quick she tried to throw him under the bus, because these are the same women that say they love us and protest for us. I always tell women, you think I'm gonna give a damn if you protest for me when I'm dead? I ain't never seen a protest bring a nigga back. They had several caskets for George Floyd. He's still dead.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, how about this? The reason why I no longer officially care about the opinions of, and I already made this decision previously, but what solidified for me was 2024. When I watch 92% of a particular community make an outward statement, and I hope Tommy's good. Tommy, you still there?
I'm good. You just had me sideways. You didn't tell me.
Okay.
You didn't tell me that was sideways, so I had to straighten it up.
So how about this?
This?
Hold on. So 2024, there was an election that happened, right? Not one time with all the black people and all the black women that talked about our blackness if we didn't vote for this Indian woman, I never heard one time somebody reference and say, she's a sellout. We can't support her because her husband is white. And that showed me everything I needed to know, because I do know that if we took the exact same stances, the exact same election, the exact same everything, and the only thing you swapped out was an Indian woman cosplaying as black and put a black man in it, in that position. And if he had a white wife with 2 white stepchildren that's not his own,
hey,
what's the percentage of black women that you was, and he run on the left, what's the percentage of these black women that you think that's willing to cut off black people and cut off family and cut off friends and say, oh, don't talk to us no more? What's the percentage of those 92% that you think was going to vote for that black man that's in an interracial relationship with a white woman? What's the percent you think?
They never done it. As a matter of fact, you remember the show called Scandal?
Of course. Loved it. It was a great show.
It was the #1 show amongst black women.
You
know what that show was about, since you say you loved it?
Her cheating with the white. Oh my God, mind blow. It's a fantasy. It's a fucking fantasy. Oh my God.
It was the #1 show amongst them. And I want you to hear this. Every time you ask a black woman why they watch it, they would tell you, because he really loves her. He'd rather be with her than his wife. That was a win for them. They're in constant competition with the white woman over white men.
Holy.
That was, as a matter of fact, the #1 movie that came out this year, and you never heard them complain about it. You know what that movie was called?
What?
One Battle After Another. I would Leonardo DiCaprio. That was a bed wench's dream, that movie. It literally was about Tiana Taylor screwing several white men to where she was licking, she was eating what's his name's grocery, the Sean Penn's grocery. Literally, she was sleeping with 2 white men at once, didn't know who her baby daddy was, and they said that the revolution will start as a child from a black woman and a white man. I swear to you, that's what that movie was about. It literally in this movie, they had one woman called Jungle Pussy. She said to Leonardo DiCaprio, "You love black pussy, don't you?" "Yes, I love black pussy." The entire movie. Yeah, I am not lying.
I have not seen this movie.
Hold on. There were 2 black. There were a One Battle After Another. There were 2 black men in this entire movie. Let me tell you what happened to both of them.
Okay.
One of the black women shot him in the head. The other went to jail, and they were done. That was, the movie was done. The rest of the movie was about black women and white men. And they talking about giving this motherfucker Oscar awards. And when I went to go see it, I live in a black ass town here in Atlanta. I'm there. We watching it. And it was black women in there with their boyfriends. And these niggas were so cucked up, none of them had a problem. So I started talking loud, and I was like, this is bullshit. And y'all niggas up here listening, y'all woman up here talking about some, ooh, he love black pussy. They were saying this out loud.
In front of them, man.
Turn on to them to see white men. Have you noticed? They'll tell you as a black man, if you don't date black women, what will they say? You hate yourself and you hate your mama. Yeah. Okay, cool. Because they say, how can you not love that which had you? What do they say to a white man who say, I only date black women?
Oh, he's a king.
He hates himself and he hate his mama?
Never. They don't attack. They don't. Me and Mika briefly talked about it last night, and her lens, I think her perspective was that women have the jealousy factor when it comes to how they view a situation and it affects them, but they don't see it the same way in the reverse. That's the difference. There's no jealousy in there. Like when they see a black man being with somebody that's non-black, they're now jealous. But when they see a black woman doing whatever she wants, they're not jealous of her. So I think that's.
Let me stop you here.
Yeah.
Princess and the Frog. You ever heard of that? Princess and the Frog was a black woman, and who was her prince?
The frog.
The frog was what? Was he black?
No, no, he's white.
Cinderella, when they did that with Brandy, was her prince a black guy?
I think he was Asian, wasn't he?
Yes. Notice that we don't even get to be with black women in their fairy tale movies. Every one of the fairy tale movies that black women have, the motherfucker they going to be with ain't black. Blew your mind again, didn't it?
Tommy, you can't keep blowing. It's like you're red pilling me again in a whole new, deeper way of viewing this. And I'm looking and I'm like, yo, why is it that it's the soap operas, it's the books, it's the social media groups, all of it is about cheating.
And black women never said, hey, we ain't watching this and letting our kids watch this. Why is her prince not black? They never argue for you. When Diane Carroll was in the 70s sleeping with white men on Knots Landing and all these shows, they didn't show no black man doing it.
Holy crap.
We couldn't be with white women. Barack Obama, if his wife was white, he would have never got voted in.
Because of who?
You sit and watch. There's something wrong with black women. As a matter of fact, when what's that woman named? Zendaya. Zendaya tried to play Aaliyah. Black women boycotted it, protested, said that she ain't black. She then turned around and played Mary Jane and was with Tom Holland. They say, "Go, black girl."
And the crazy part
was with what's her name? Meghan Markle. She don't look like now black woman, you know. Yet they all sat there and watched her marry this man, and many of them kept saying the words, "Thank you, Prince Harry, for making a black woman a queen." As if no black man who was a king in Africa ever married a black woman. There are plenty of black queens currently.
But it was the one that was married to a white man in Europe. Wow.
But if I dated Meghan Markle, you know what they call me?
What?
Colorist.
Oh,
the light skin upgrade. They only accept mixed chicks when mixed chick go into white people's places and do what they want them to do. When a mixed chick goes and win the US Open, they claim she black. When the mixed chick goes and fuck a nigga like me, they say I'm a colorist. You got some money, got your light skin upgrade. Like, what? I thought she was black like everybody else. Mixed chicks will tell you who treat them the worst. Black women. Black women treat them horrible. Mixed chicks don't do their hair. They try to dress down because they know this black girl gonna sit up here and say, "You think you all that." Any mixed chicks in the comment section, tell me I'm lying. The first people that walk up to you and you don't even know them will be a black woman that say these words to you. "You think you all that." I didn't do anything. I'm 6. I'm 6 years old. I'm on the playground. Why would you do this? I sit up there and I watch. If you watch this, every time a black woman have a baby with a white man, they talk about how pretty that motherfucker's hair is.
Yeah, that's true.
Ain't no nigga did this. Me and grown men, we don't sit up there and tell our homeboy, "Oh man, let me rub on your kid's hair. This hair is beautiful, sir." They do this. When we have a mixed kid, what do we do when it's time? We take him to a black barber and get this little nigga a black haircut.
Yeah.
When they have a mixed kid, they let this nigga's hair grow down his feet.
I did not.
Every black woman with a half-breed kid lets his hair grow out. Every black man with a half-breed kid gives him the ball fade.
Oh my God. I did not. I knew there was already a double standard in regards to them not saying anything or caring about black women dating interracially, especially white men. But I don't think I noticed to the degree of how much that's celebrated, how much they really, really hype on that. And in hindsight, it's like that explains why not a single black woman I came across in my personal life, women in sororities, women that's blackity black, never once heard about her husband a single time. Never once heard, not a single time was that brought up as a point of issue. And it was so ignored that they were able to focus on the black men that didn't vote for her and say they're not a part of the community.
Oh yeah. And we had Barack Obama coming out there, who was raised by a white mama and a white grandmama, come out and tell you hate your mama. He used the same talking points. They know how insecure black women are, that black women need constant adulation in order to feel good. Let me give you an example of a girl. I knew her. I met her. And when I was used to hang out with TD Jakes, and they were doing this movie called Jump in the Room, and I met Paula Patton. I met all of them. Shit was awesome.
Congratulations, good brother.
Yeah, Paula Patton is a half breed. When I interviewed Paula Patton for my show, she told me that she was president of the Black Student Union.
Okay.
A half breed is president of the Black Student Union. Oh, but that wasn't all. When I asked her when did she meet Robin Thicke, she said, when I was in college. I said, so you were president of the Black Student Union, being biracial, with a white boyfriend, and they still didn't question this? President of the Black Student Union. Imagine if a motherfucker was president of the KKK and they was a half-breed with a black wife. That don't make no sense. That just makes no sense.
Oh my God, this is so accurate. It's every example you're giving, it's so blatantly obvious and clear. And I'm like, yo, fellas, y'all gotta wait. This is why I've said, and I've been saying this for a while, you cannot, this goes beyond, you shouldn't care. If you're going to date interracially, do it because you want to, not because you think it's a flex, not because you think if it's right for you, if the person's right for you, just do it. But you cannot factor in what black community thinks. Because if you were a female doing the exact same thing, they would not care. So just realize they only have this standard for men and just move accordingly. If you find a woman that's black and she listens and she doesn't do half the shit that Tommy's talking about, lock in with her. If she acts like the rest of the sisterhood, just keep it moving. Literally go where you're appreciated. Just go where you're appreciated.
I'm gonna blow your mind again. I'll give you two names. You tell me if you know them.
All right.
One of them is called Shaun King. He's an activist. Do you know him?
Absolutely. I have one of his books.
The other is called Rachel Dolezal. You ever heard of her?
Very familiar with the sister.
Okay. Shaun King's white. Rachel Dolezal is white. Black women turned on Rachel Dolezal when they found out she was white. Even though she does everything for black people and even married a black man, they refused to turn on Shaun King. And they found out he was white because they said it don't matter. He married a black woman. He black because he married a black woman. She ain't black. And black women, I want y'all to understand, black women will accept a grown-ass man telling you, I'm a female. And they accept this man with dick and balls saying he's a female, but not this white woman saying she identifies as black. She got half black kids. She put on nappy hat and you would walk around with. And her skin did everything that she could to fit in. They hated her. They love him.
Oh my God. This person is right. Philip, you absolutely right. This is a whole, this is like being opened up from a whole, like I was awakened from the Matrix and I realized there's a whole nother Matrix. There's a whole nother matrix when it comes to how to view interracial relationships and who's allowed to and who's doing it because they hate themselves and who's doing it because they're empowered. I'm like, oh my God. And I didn't even think we were going to talk this long about interracial dating, but this is such a fascinating thing to me. And I'm like, you're absolutely right.
You got me talking. You like my man said on the Hateful Eight, you got me talking politics. I didn't want to.
I'll tell you this, if Donald Trump was still a Democrat, if he ran as a Democrat and he had a black woman, he would get almost all those votes from the very people. If he had the same talking points, same everything.
Blasio. Black women voted for Blasio in New York simply because he had a black woman. Look at how they treated Travis Kelce. These bitches was begging Travis Kelce to get back with that woman. Leave a billionaire for a regular bitch. And when he was dating a black woman, just so y'all know, he openly said, "Oh, I make her pay for dates. We pay for we go half on dates." You think he said that about this billionaire white lady he was with?
No.
But black women are still sitting up there saying, "He really wants chocolate. Come back and be with us." I remember there's a dude named MGK, rapper.
Yep.
A black woman who worked for BET was interviewing him. It was the most embarrassing. Y'all can go look it up. I am not lying. She said to him, "Is it true, MGK? I heard that you like chocolate. You like chocolate." He said, "Yeah, my baby mama black. Black women get a best head." And she smiled from ear to ear, hearing this man say, "My baby mama black. And black women get a best head," and said this in an interview. Not one black woman said he need to be canceled. Go look it up. If you don't believe me, go look it up.
Oh my God.
The fact that the grown-ass woman said, "I heard you like chocolate," to this man, and his response, "Yeah, you know, my baby mama black and black women get a best head."
I'm thinking about Bridgerton now. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is, you know what? Let me switch to the topic because this
open motherfuckers' eyes. That's why when you ask, why do they want me canceled? When you ask, why do they hate me? Because you cannot dispute what I say. I tell y'all my talking points work well at home and on the road. I didn't know what you were going to ask me. I came on the road, left myself open to whatever you was going to say. Because when you tell the truth, you can go anywhere. I went on Vlad, and y'all heard for 8 years Vlad tell y'all how horrible the interview was, and that's why he didn't release it. When he finally released it, even the people who hated me said, "Tommy did a really good job." You can't dispute a fact. I make it very difficult. I leave my opinion out of it and give you a fact. Then what I will do is after I've delivered you a fact, I try to tell you at this point when I leave my opinion, I sprinkle my opinion in it of why that fact exists. But you're going to have to deal with the fact I just gave you. And it's easier to say I hate myself. It's easier to say I'm gay. It's easier to say I have a small penis. It's easier to do all these things than to deal with the fact that we have a problem in the black community. And that problem is called black women. When they talk about black fatigue, white people are talking about it. Have you noticed 90% of the videos that they yell black fatigue? Guess what's going on in those videos? Black women doing something stupid. So why would they call it black fatigue if they know 90% of the time is black women doing it? Because see, we don't get a chance to argue when you watch them cop videos. Black men don't get a chance to argue and reach in their pocket and say, "You ain't gonna arrest me" for 30 minutes. We get tased real quick. There's a reason why George Floyd is dead. And all he said was, "I'm not the type of guy. I'm not the type of guy." He dead.
Somebody just said, and I totally forgot about this when Halle Berry got her Oscar. Monster Ball. She had to sleep with old white boy. What was his name? Tommy.
It was dirty. His name was Tommy. Not Tommy Lee Jones, but Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton.
And it looked like, I mean, if he wasn't sleeping with her for real, I think he lying because they looked like they was really getting it.
It looked real to me. That's his.
And that wasn't no acting there.
Now
that was straight up. And he was a and think about it. In the movie, he was a racist.
Yes, he was.
Black women love sleeping with the racist. Why do you think that's you? Think about this. They banned me from YouTube, but they've never complained about ghetto gaggers. How you gonna call me a coon, but not call any woman who's ever been on ghetto gaggers a coon? You've never asked them to take that down. You've never said ghetto gaggers need to be banned. It literally is. They're calling a black woman ghetto, spitting in her face, doing all kinds of stuff in the nastiest way, and they love it.
Wow.
I'll ask you this. Why is it that there's white women who said, even in the porn industry, who say openly, "I will not sleep with a black man"? No black woman who's ever said, "I will not sleep with a white man." She's never said, "This cooch is only for black men. I'm not going to go over there and sleep with it." As a matter of fact, you go on a dating site and a black woman will put no AA.
No African American. Snap.
Women who sell cooch. I heard they be saying they won't they won't sell it to an African American. Let a black man say this. They'll call him all kinds of sellouts. Black women openly have these black women who call themselves divestors, who they will then call black men bullet bags, all kinds of names. Do you know there's no black women that are messing around with them and leaking their names and leaking their address and trying to mess up their life? Remember that black woman who said if you have black, she's a content creator right now. She's still on YouTube. She said, black women, if you have black male babies, abort them.
I've heard that. I've heard that, and that's not the first time I've seen and heard that. Where in order for our culture, our community to have gotten to the degree that it did, there had to be a certain percentage of the women that clearly hated their men. This is the only explanation for for things to have gone this far, this bad, where if the stats say the child is going to have a much better outcome with their father, and you say, "Nah, the kid got to stay with me." If the stats are saying everything is worsening in the community, and you're like, "But I got the job that I want," and I said it last night, and I'll say it again, like, I'm convinced that there's a large percentage of women in this community that would love when a lot of these women would rather rule in hell than serve in heaven. It's very, very clear and obvious. You don't care what happens to anyone in this community, including your own children, including those in the womb, if it's not a benefit to you. And I'm like, you do realize in order for a community to functionally get this bad, one of two things or both things have to happen simultaneously. There has to be a massive failure on the part of those who are supposed to be protectors, protecting the outside influences from contaminating the culture and the family and the community. And I think that to a large degree, I think men falling for the drugs, the CIA planting it, so much of us focused on the type of jobs and the factories that got shipped overseas and not having other options in Camden and Philly and you name it, in Pittsburgh. That makes sense to me. For the ladies to have gone to the lengths that they've gone while simultaneously getting the advancements that they've gotten on their end personally, seeing and knowing how the court system moves, utilizing the police, utilizing the family court, working and aligning with white feminists and white liberals who was sponsored by the CIA. You said it, that they're the right hand of white supremacy. And I'm like, and they're tag team partners with white feminists at this point. And it's like, I saw a video last week where there was a group of feminists, all non-black, stating that the black community is the model for them to be able to eradicate the traditional family and the need for men. The white feminists are saying what they see in our community is a good thing. And that's the group that's telling you who to vote for. At this point, man, it's brutal. And I know I know that what I'm trying to do to fix some of this stuff, I know I'm going up a mountain backwards with my eyes closed and my hands tied behind my back, because I know it's hard. I know it's going to be difficult, man. I have another question for you, man. So keeping it with politics relating to the whole, we'll touch on it with relationships in a little bit. Masculinity. Because I've been wanting to ask you this question for a minute. Like, what's your thoughts about how both parties or both sides, meaning liberals and conservatives, Republicans and Democrats, what is their view and how is it they talk about men and masculinity? Like, which party do you think is more positive and which one is obviously more negative? What, from your honest opinion?
Liberals are amazingly against males and masculinity. As a matter of fact, if you watch even the liberal candidates, they're all half a fag. If you just listen to them, they are, and this is what they're doing. They don't argue for, like I said, Milo Yiannopoulos, they really hated him because he was a person who was a homosexual, but understood the best way to raise children would still be in a mother and father home. It's just like me. I'm a whore, but I still believe that the best way for a man to be ain't to be a whore like me. I don't want a bunch of whores like me. I should be a one-off. It's just like a nigga that's a thief. He don't want a bunch of thieves in the neighborhood. Even a thief know a bunch of thieves ain't good. A drug addict knows a bunch of drug addicts ain't good. The fact that Democrats don't think that there's something wrong with the eradication of masculinity, which is what they do. Every one of their policies are to get rid of men. When you came up with this idea of toxic masculinity, if there's a thing called toxic masculinity, then there should have been a thing called toxic femininity, yet it didn't exist.
They never used it. They never referenced, like,
think about it. A man who becomes a woman gets celebrated. A woman who becomes a man gets ignored. You can't name the woman who's now a man who the world loves, but you can name 1,000 dudes that became a woman and they loved them. You know why they're doing that? Because society is more malleable and easier to force and forge a way that you want them to be when the man is gone. The Bible says, how can a man take over a house unless he first bind the strong man?
Yeah.
And they realized that we'll get rid of the strong man. Get rid of the man, period. They told you men don't matter. That's why in the black community, who are overly liberal, if you say, yo mama, you ain't got to say nothing else. You could just say the phrase, yo mama. You're going to get into a fight.
Yeah.
It's niggas in old folks' homes right now that can't walk, that's in wheelchairs. Somebody said, yo mama, and they rolling up on him. Rolling up, my nigga, rolling up. They doing it.
Yeah.
Ready to fight. Because you said simply, yo mama. On the other side of that, if somebody said, yo daddy, you'll be like, oh, you know my dad?
Yes, facts.
Your daddy ain't shit. Oh, you met him. We can easily say a man ain't shit. Think about it. A man that don't pay child support is a deadbeat, and we don't have no respect for him. But these mothers on damn welfare who have abortions and leave you, because I'm from the era of where black women used to leave you with you. All of us in the South, you know who we call mama?
Whoever. Grandmother, yeah.
Our mamas typically would by her real name because mama didn't want people to know she had a bunch of kids before she turned 20. Mama would sit up there and put our daddy on child support. He'd go to jail while she wasn't keeping us at all because we was over mama's house, my grandmama. That was my life. My dad went to jail for a kid he never wanted in the first place. And I hated this man that I never knew, but never questioned the fact of, why was my mama able to sit there and put this on this man? Why was my mama able to say, I know you married, let me see if I can make a kid so I can force you to leave your wife. And if you don't leave your wife, then I'm going to do this. Why was she able to do that? Why was I with my grandmother, not with her? Why were my siblings with my grandmother, not with her? Because she was still in the streets. Why was she still considered the queen? My mama's the greatest thing in the world. But my daddy, who I did not know his side of the story, he wasn't shit. I bid it hook, line, and sinker. And every kid in the projects where I was from, we didn't know our daddy, or our daddy was just some nigga that was in the hood that was out fucking everybody. That's like, that was it.
Yeah.
But all of us loved our mama. Our mama could do no wrong. Only time we realize our mama might have done something wrong is when a woman do to us what our mama did to our daddy. When we grow up and realize that the real world, these women that you claim you love, these queens, that's why the first argument that black women make to you when you question them is they say your mama, because they know you follow your mama blindly.
Yeah.
That's why they say your mama's black. They don't say your mama was good. They don't even ask. Matter of fact, they know your mama probably wasn't. Why, again, think about it. Why would your words be your mama black instead of asking me what kind of mama I had?
Because that's the most important thing.
She's black.
She's black. And that's sufficient.
She's black, I'm black. And I want you to think about it this way. That is the most incestuous shit on earth.
It's like,
you asking me to want to sleep with you just like my mama?
Yeah, I'm like, it's such a bizarre comeback because it's like none of the things that I'm like outside of wanting her to be nurturing, that's about it. Like, I'm not looking for any similarities with the woman that is what's wrong with y'all? Like, it's just disgust. Like, y'all it's so disingenuous,
And think
man.
about it. If these women say their daddy never paid child support, their daddy was never there. Why am I not allowed to say, well, you should give me a chance because I'm gonna cheat on you and I'm never gonna be there and I'm never gonna give you any money, just like your daddy. Your daddy wasn't shit and I ain't shit. We should be together. Your daddy had a 3-inch penis and I got a 3-inch penis. We should be together. Your daddy was 4'6" and I'm 4'6". We should be together. That would never fly.
Ever.
That you should be with me because your daddy is the same hue as I am.
It's stupid.
And they don't even know if your daddy's the same, if your mama's the same color as you. I get online, I just lie to people just to piss them off. They be like, your mama black. I said, no, my mama was white. No, she wasn't as black as you are. I'm like, nah, my daddy was just really black. Or I said my mama was biracial. I will say anything to just stop them from saying that stupid crap. Or I will straight up say, my mama wasn't shit. She was a hoe. So, I mean, what are you saying? Oh, I could see that's what happened to you then. I'm like, oh, so y'all the same people that want people to feel bad because of what slavery happened. Y'all believe in PTSD. What is that? Post-traumatic slave syndrome. Y'all believe in post-traumatic slave syndrome, that because white people treated your ancestors bad, you have that feeling in you. But yet if my mother treated me bad, you make a joke out of it?
Who hurt you?
Who hurt you? You see what? There you go. You get it?
Man.
Who hurt you? It's a joke to them to say who hurt you. So every time a black person say anything about slavery or racism, I'd be like, who hurt you? Them white people must have hurt your feelings. You need to get over it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to get over racism, but you would expect me to get over if I had the shittiest mother on earth. You never experienced racism, but I did experience that, mom. You never experienced slavery, but I did experience a bad bitch who was in the house, a whore who was in the house. I did experience getting beaten. I did experience whatever a person experienced in their house, but they discount that. But they want you to think about slavery that they never experienced at all. Notice when they do stupid things, they'll bring up slavery. And when you don't pay child support, I want all y'all men to bring up, well, I mean, you got to understand slavery day. We didn't take care of our kids, so we don't know no better. They expect you as men to, even if your daddy didn't take care of you, you supposed to know to take care of the child you have with them. They will not give you the excuse of trauma being passed down. So why do they give themselves the excuse of trauma being passed down?
Wow. Sir, I wasn't supposed to even hold you this long. I know I could go so much longer. We definitely got to do this again, man. So one, do you still have a YouTube page? Because I heard that you have one and it's gone. So do you have one?
It stayed there for 2 weeks. Them people went and flagged that thing right back down. I don't want y'all to think about it. There's a bunch of imitation Tommies. The one thing I can say I'm at least proud of is I created the discussion. People weren't discussing this before. I created it. Like, I hate when people say, somebody told me, you try to be like Kevin Samuels. I'm like, dude, Kevin Samuels was a fan of mine. Used to be in the comment section. Why do these people say that? But that's what they've done. They tried to erase my existence. And all the dudes who exist now saying and doing what I did try to act like I didn't exist. That's why I give shout out to Fresh and Fit and shout out to the twins, the Hodge twins.
The Hodge
But both
twins.
of them was like, before we saw anybody doing it, we saw you doing it. We watched you do it. And that made us feel like we could speak out. You got all these people, mic in their face. When I was doing YouTube, they used to make fun of me. You ain't got no real show. That YouTube, nigga. Now everybody do a YouTube show. But I don't get no credit for it. Wow. I get no credit for it. Tariq Nasheed didn't have a YouTube channel before I told him about doing YouTube. He was doing Ustream. Tell me I'm lying.
Nah, that's the fact. That's the fact. He didn't start with
Another brother, Corey Holcomb, them. They was in a garage. They was in a one of them thing where you go put your a storage unit. When I met them, they didn't know you can make money off YouTube, and I told them, showed them how. Every one of these people turned on me. every one of them. And you got to ask why. Because there's a difference between when you get the pure and uncut me. Because even though I've been off YouTube for years, I maintained doing it wherever I could. I did do it on Rumble. Man, I did it on OnlyFans. They flagged me off OnlyFans. It's people do all kinds of crap on OnlyFans. That's the only place I could talk. They had flagged me off of that. I got that back. But they had flagged me off of that. And shouts out to Fight Club is what we call it. Go over to OnlyFans. If you go to onlyfans.com/Tommy Sotomayor, or go to my website at TommySotomayor.com. And I got the other things 70% off, 75% off right now. I think it is. You can go again, go over there. The fact that I have to go to places like this just to be able to speak.
Yeah.
Let that sink in. Look at the stuff they got on YouTube, but I am permanently banned. But niggas will go get my shit and then put it on YouTube, and they don't block them.
Wow. I did one episode on Obama, and they messed with my algorithm already. One. Just like a week ago. And it's like 4 or 5 days ago. And I'm like, now when you said the stuff you just said today, all right, Tommy, now I know why you banned. It is very clear. Yo, first of all,
said, I get it now.
I get it to a degree, and it's not because and it's certainly not because I think you should get banned. I understand why so many people want you to shut up. Why so many people don't want you to put out, in the open things that are evident. You're sharing stuff that the more I think about it, the more it's like, this is in the movies, it's in the shows, it's celebrated whenever, and they demonize every black male athlete, every black celebrity, every black man they see that are giving dirty looks, and it's the wildest. And I realize now that is the embodiment of what men have been screaming about in the manosphere in general, which is their view of men's behaviors and men's actions are totally separate from how they see their own. They see those as two totally different things. So the idea of equality, the reason why a lot of ladies don't get it is because they're functionally operating from a system of solipsism, thinking about self, thinking about how I would benefit and whether or not I like it. And when they see somebody else who's, doing something they don't deem, that they don't agree with, don't approve, that has nothing to do with whether they want to get away with it themselves. It's just, I don't like you doing that. I don't like you saying that. And I'm like, oh, man. And I just did. And I knew, like I said, I saw this double standard to a degree, but you broke this down. You red pilled me again, just at looking at interracial dynamics even more so. And I'm like, Halle Berry had so many dope movies. And I believe Losing Isaiah was her greatest acting movie ever. One of my favorite movies of all time. She didn't win for that, but she won with sleeping with a racist white man.
And he had to be racist. He had to. It's like black women. They want black women to believe they pussy will tame the savage beast. Imagine they had a video where this bitch was all racist, but I put my dick in her, and well, now she's, now she's trying to save black kids. Now she's, what was the Blind Side. They would never do that. That this racist white woman, I get to lay down with her. Like I really would like if Driving Miss Daisy, if my man Morgan Freeman just hopped over in the back seat and just gave her all kind of dick in that movie. And now Miss Daisy is no longer racist because Morgan Freeman gave her some dick.
And you get an Oscar out of it.
Right.
Right. Smash a racist and you get an award. Oh, man.
And they rename it Plowing Miss Daisy.
Oh, yeah.
I would love that. But they would never do that. But yet they keep doing all these movies where this racist white man is sleeping with a black woman. Black women love that movie Hidden Figures. They should have called it Hidden Niggers because there was no black man in it. It's all black women under white men.
Oh.
And every time they are flirting with the white man in the white man's face, that ugly chick, Leslie Jones, she was doing commercials. All she was doing was flirting in white men's faces. Nobody thought that was weird.
Oh my God.
Plowing Miss Daisy.
Yo, if you are in the chat and you have not liked this, please do so. Please hit the super chat, the $sign if you can, real quick. If it's $2, $3, if you donate based off of what Tommy has just done, this probably should be double or triple digit donations because this man cooked on this platform. This was amazing. This was I didn't anticipate talking about interracial relationships was going to be this eye opening. I felt like having been in one before, being fairly, I look into this stuff and know I'm pretty observant with a lot of stuff, and I didn't even realize the depths of how much this is seen as a reward in one area and seen as a reason to attack someone and demonize someone in another. And they've never one time looked at any of the female celebrities, any of them, from politicians to singers to actresses. Not a single time did they say, your daddy is black.
They're a sellout. They've traded against their people. As a matter of fact, every time you see it, they say these words: she probably just got tired of getting her feelings hurt and her heart broken by black men, so she went to who loved her. They give her that excuse. They say that a black man, it don't matter if 99 black women treat you bad, you should give the 100th a chance to do it. You should always, and when I tell people black women want first right of refusal, they don't want you, but they want you to always be available just in case they do.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Sotomayor. Give it up for him. Give it up for him. Give it up for him. I appreciate you showing love, coming through. We definitely gonna do this again. I hope to be on more panels with you for sure. Do you have any feedback or advice for me doing this being my first year with how to approach this space, knowing that the powers that be will try to take the channel down or demonetize me? What any like feedback from you I'm willing to take?
Keep being like who you are. Let me tell you something. A part of the reason I am the way I am is because I was raised without a father. So a lot of times I respond. I used to tell people all the time, I have to wake up in the morning, brush my teeth, wash my face, and beat the bitch out of me. I do, because I respond. I really get hurt, especially when I know that I'm not trying to hurt people. Mm-hmm. Like if I know that what I'm doing, like if I was Jesus, I would have killed everybody. If I realized that y'all about to put me on this cross and I ain't did nothing wrong, I'd have told my daddy to strike all y'all down. I wouldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it. I don't have the countenance for it, but they're a younger generation like you, and I appreciate y'all because you do have the countenance for it. You are able to say there's a way to say it, but I ain't got to use the language that I use. I tell people all the time, I'm Simon Peter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut your ear off.
Bring that thing. Yeah, he got that thing on him.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
And you know what? You need that. Like I do think that there's.
Well, I'm the rock in which the manosphere was built on.
Listen, I think so. And listen, man. Like even for the guys that's in this space that's taking advantage of this stuff now, even the guys that won't admit it, I'll be like Fresh and Fit. I'll be like the twins, and I'll let you know, man. Like. You and Rollo are the two to me that are the goats. Rollo, sorry, are the goats. I view y'all as the early pioneers from two angles that really changed the game of men just learning these type of things. Because what happens is like when you're living as a guy and just going through experience, you're learning by trial and error. And a lot of times through that trial and error, that can result in divorces. That can result in impregnating the wrong women. That can result in you taking your life and being in high risk situations with the wrong ladies. So a lot of times when people look at this type of content, yeah, it's entertaining, it's fun, but it's also letting you know about what traits to recognize in the opposite sex to stay away from, to avoid. I will not ever do, like I'm married now, but I mentioned it to friends and people. I don't do life with, I was never going to date a black woman who was upset and got angry about another man dealing with a non-black woman.
Right.
You talking to me. You with me. So why you care about where his dick go? So the moment if I sense it, if I hear it, I already know what category to put you in. Far left liberal who has these crazy double standards, probably is going to be misandrous, probably is going to be an op towards black men in the black community. That's the bucket I'm going to start putting in there because they're not objective enough. to acknowledge like, oh yeah, people can date who they want. I don't like when they disparage this group or that group. But I'm fine with respecting their right and their choice. If you don't sound like that as a woman, you already are disqualified from me even taking you seriously. In fact, my view is that's a tell that lets me know there's probably other things that she's probably very unreasonable, super judgy on, super pressed about, highly overly emotional about. And as soon as I hear something like that, she's done. She's done. She's done. She's done. Like y'all, you'll get angrier at the white woman who's in his arms, or the Hispanic woman or the Asian woman that's in his arms, about the fact that she's there. You'll focus more on the anger of that than the curiosity of how she got there.
No, they know how she got there. Again, they will say, you with that white chick cause she a pushover, or she ain't strong, she gonna put up with your shit. So they openly admit that their bad attitude is the reason why you won't deal with them. But then on the flip side, notice they don't carry that bad attitude to the white man.
No, that work.
That just means they don't like us. They don't think we deserve the nice, sweet attitude that they give the white man. We like to hear you talk with that. Hi, we'd love to hear you talk like that, lady. We'd love to hear you change your name from Shaniqua to Shay because you with us is like you do the white man. We would love that you don't have tattoos from your neck to your feet when you with us. If you watch the white men who have a black woman, they black woman is well kept. Every one of them. They got that white man, that the YouTuber, come to find out that black woman was keeping him up. He was a basement Brad. He didn't have a job, and when she got mad at him, she admitted that he was broke. He was living in her mama's house, living in his mama's house when she met him. And then after that, we were just doing that for content. No, you weren't, lady. You had got mad at that man, and you told the truth. Told the truth that wasn't his he didn't buy you that car, you bought it yourself. You did all of that, and this white man had kids with a white woman, and still black women to this day cheer for that relationship with her and that man. Still to this day.
Wow. And I know that what you're saying is true about the percentage of them that genuinely don't like us, because of how much we have to go through when we tell them aesthetically what we like, visually. And we say we like natural hair. We don't like all the extra stuff. We'll even compromise with the extra hair if it still looks natural.
Right.
But we try to tell them what our preferences, what we like. We'll even put them on game and say, when you see me messing around with these other chicks that got all those features and everything, that's for fun. That's for sex. I'm not gonna wife her up. They know it. They see it. They see the receipts, and they still try to be like those women and then tell us, well, this is what you want. Not as a wife, right. not as a everyday person by my side. And they still do it anyway. And I'm like, what is it with the brainwashing of social media, the Democrat Party, liberalism, the CIA, feminism? What is it about every other voice is more important than the man in front of you? We're literally telling you, this is what we want. This is what we like. This is what we're attracted to. And you would rather argue with the one group of men on the planet. You got to realize that there isn't the whole passport bros thing, right? There's a reason why there's no equivalent of that for women. It's because there isn't this long line of men around the world that's signing up to date westernized women. The women who do the most divorces, who are the most disrespectful, who don't understand tradition at all from either angle, says that they're now mommy and daddy during Father's Day. Says the stuff that you were saying all tonight. What men are signing up for that don't want a green card? What men are signing up for that? There's no, like, you can fly down the countries, you're gonna get dick down, but that's not happening. There's a reason why there's a reason why there's not this flood of men coming to the US, coming to Canada, coming to the UK, coming to these Western countries to date this group.
You still gotta call it this. They still trying to date the blonde haired Becky. They're not trying to date black women. Black women are persona non grata. How many videos have you seen of black women go to Italy talking about they don't want to serve them, they treating us bad, they mistreating us?
Especially Southern Italy. Yep.
Notice black men, we don't go to these other countries talking about they treating us bad. Only black women go there complaining. Black women are sitting up there getting arrested when they go to Dubai.
Man, the things that I have heard and learned about these Dubai trips, I know my wife ain't gonna be cool with me doing no solo trip to Dubai now. now that I know what type of time. So quick question. Andre Woods says, question for Tommy: do you think black women are angry black men put no effort into interracial dating and have extreme success? I'm guessing in the sense of, I guess he's stating that like it seems like black men can have to do less than what it is to get with a black woman. You don't have to dress a certain way.
Yeah, we don't have to try. We get white women without trying. That's what pisses them off. That's why every time they see, here's what they really, every year I cover the NBA or the NFL draft because I know it's gonna piss black women off. Them young boys are starting now walking up there with their white girlfriends and they're going into the league being married instead of being babies' daddies. Because when they're dating black women before they get to the league, they already got a kid. But for some reason, when you say all the white woman trying to do is use them, how come none of these brothers come to the league with babies by the white woman? Ask yourself that. These white women be with these niggas all throughout college, but won't trap them with a baby. Black women, they're going to trap that brother. If they think he gonna be something, he gonna have a baby. He gonna be Steve McNair with a baby before he ever get to the pros. All them brothers, before they ever get to the pros, when they dating black women, the black woman saddles him with a baby. When they got them white women, none of them white women have no baby. But they'll say the white woman just trying to use you. So at least you still believe she can get a wedding ring out of it.
We don't even wait.
She looking for the bigger prize than just a check every month for child support. She looking for alimony too. And that's what bothers me. I'm like, just look at it. They'll be with them white women. They're not saddled with a kid. They're with them black women. They're saddled with a kid. She don't think she can repeat what she did. The white girl I was with, everybody remember the white girl I was with. That white woman never let me get her pregnant. And she could have. Why didn't she? Because she said, if I could get you, I could get another you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tear up my family or the way I look in public just to be able to get this check. The black chicks I've dated, though, listen, it is the strangest thing to watch a group of people be willing to just have your child. My youngest daughter, her mother, I met this chick at a hula hand.
Hula hands.
Hula hands. Hula hand had the fire wings. You hear me? I was up there at the hula hands eating them wings, getting drunk after work, and met her at the bar. Took her straight to my house, slept with this lady, and never saw her again. My daughter ended up being 8 years old. She came and was like, she saw me on the internet, said, this nigga got some money. I'm going to tell the nigga who really is her baby's daddy, who I think is her baby's daddy, the truth that he's not the father. This man been to jail 3 times. He went to jail 3 times for a child that wasn't his.
Ooh.
3 times he went to jail.
Paternity fraud.
Deadbeat. Yes. She didn't owe him a dime.
Wow.
Put on Facebook talking about my ship has come in when the DNA test said that it was that the child was mine. I slept with her 1 time. She was engaged to that man. Found out that she had to test 9 dudes.
Jesus.
He was engaged to her though. He went to jail 3 times.
Bro.
And she snatched a child that he had raised for 8 years from him.
That wasn't even his. It wasn't even his. And he went to jail for that. Wow. Bro, we gonna do this again. I appreciate you for sure. So everybody, if you can, make sure you follow him on Instagram, on OnlyFans, and go to his website. We're gonna get all those links and make sure to add it to this video. Listen, I appreciate you for your time, bro. Genuinely, I can't wait to do this again and get on some future panels. Listen, I really hope to get, especially in the black manosphere, I really hope to get you and some of the Titans to kind of all get on the same panel. Because I think what I'm trying to do and what I'm noticing with some newer content creators, I think there's a red pill manosphere 2.0 that's transitioning, starting to happen. And it's not that I just think we all are starting to have a slightly different approach, just because we've been students all this time watching you guys and learning both the good that you're doing and the mistakes and the and everything. I think we're learning and trying to adapt to figure out how to navigate and get these truths still to the community. So I appreciate you, and despite what some Black women think of you, man, you're needed. You're an important voice, and even if you think at times like, man, this shit ain't worth it, I think you know, Rallo, other people have said it. Myron said it recently. You don't know the lives of men's lives that you're saving. You'll never know. Not just the ones that DM you or email you or whatever. I just started this and I already had guys that's been reaching out to me and saying they wanted to take their life and that they were grateful to come across said video about something. So best believe you're planting seeds, and I think the fruit of us recognizing how to be better men and how to do life with better women, it's gonna go a long way. So I appreciate you for your time. I'm not gonna hold you any longer. And
let me tell you, a lot of times this is how you get over it. I feel like I don't want to do something. The Hennessy White, ladies and gentlemen. It'll do enough. Hennessy White and cocaine. But no, I do want to tell them, hey, I do a Rumble show, and I love to have you on it. Every Tuesday, I do what we do is like a super panel. I love you to be there. Angry Man is usually over there with us.
Oh yeah, fan of his, for sure.
Usually there. Uncle Jeff, Captain Tazariak, who was and here's what I want to tell you: like these brothers show love. They all showed up in your comment section.
They did?
Yeah, Captain Tazariak was here.
There are so many comments in here, man. I can't even.
They all showed up just to show love, and I really appreciate that. It is an amazing thing when you got somebody like Orlando Anthony, who's a lame, who been following me all around. Talk about did Tommy repeat himself? Yes, I did repeat myself, nigga. Just like the Bible, every time you read it, it repeats itself. The Bible been around for thousands of years and ain't now new passage in that motherfucker, and people still listen to it. People still read it. You got to repeat yourself in order to get the shit accomplished. Math has been repeating itself for years. Say the same thing that Confucius said years ago. People always got a problem with what it is you say and how you say it, but they never tell you what is wrong with what was said.
Yes.
I appreciate you. Make sure y'all go over to Rumble. Just go look up the Tommy Sotomayor show on Rumble. That's where we are. But I would love to have you come on one of the Tuesday panels. If you go look at the one we had yesterday, it was fucking hilarious. It was hilarious. We talked about tossing tossing salad and eating groceries. So you would enjoy it.
Oh my God.
I don't know how we got there, but we went there, bro. We went there.
Oh man, listen, I appreciate you. I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna wrap things up, man. Thank you, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna link with y'all pretty soon to check out one of these panels and see if I can survive the survive the dungeon. All right, man. Thank y'all again. All right, bro. All right, y'all. So that was awesome, man. I don't know how y'all felt. That was both hilarious and eye-opening. I obviously, being in an interracial relationship, going to PWI, studying this stuff to a degree, felt like I had a very detailed, well-nuanced perspective of interracial dating and relationships. And it turns out this was way deeper in terms of the psychology behind why it is that it bothers Black women so much to see Black men do one thing, and then when they see their own do it, it doesn't get that same visceral reaction. And now it makes sense to me why none of them saw that as an issue or deterrent to support a candidate for president, when I know that if, like he said, Barack Obama or any other Black man that was with a white woman in the exact same scenario with white stepchildren, I don't even think he would have gotten 50%, maybe even 30% of the Black vote amongst women. So kudos to Tommy for doing this, man. This is super dope. Listen, all y'all are making all these recommendations, all these people you think I should try to interview. It helps me a lot when y'all just reach out to these people and DM them, comment to them, and before you know it, the powers that be, the connections start happening. Then before you know it, I'm talking to people and we're planning this stuff, and that's typically how this has kind of happened more often than not. Because I literally I don't have all these people's contact information. A lot of these people don't have contact information easily available. But if you're commenting in their stuff, if you're DMing them, if you're sending emails and saying, yo, y'all got to get on this channel, connect with this dude, I'm down to talk with anybody. And I know that I've learned with Tommy, I've learned with Myron, I've learned with Nick Fuentes, I've learned with Milo, I've learned with a whole bunch of people, Pierce Morgan, you name it. I'll sit down with almost anyone. I'm going to sit. I have no problem sitting down across from people who have radically different opinions and perspectives than me. I have no problem challenging it too if I think it's really off or really crazy. But he spit so many bars today. He spit so much tonight. This is insane. I think this was like he was just cooking. He was cooking. So I appreciate y'all for sure. So if you have not liked this video, please make sure you do. If you have not subscribed, please make sure you do. Feel free to become a member because that's the ultimate way of showing support to this channel. I want these type of conversations where we take the people who are banned, we take the people who they say you shouldn't talk to this person, we take the people who have ideas that they say you shouldn't hear about. This is the space where I'm trying to bring those people and kind of make it okay for us to be allowed to think again, be allowed to question again. So as you see, I'm bringing in guests from all over with different perspectives, from psychologists to therapists to life coaches to content creators, you name it. I'm just going both off of vibes, but there is a little strategy behind it. And I'm grateful that y'all have been kind of rocking with me all the way up until this point. Thanks, Mika, for the 199. Awesome show. Keep cooking. And listen, y'all, this was incredible. I have a strange feeling we probably are going to have over 1,000 comments in this live chat alone after the 2 hours plus that we've been on here. And that's definitely going to be a new record for me pretty easily. Shout out to Kai for the $5. Saved me from being trapped in a marriage with false paternity. Woo! Yeah, man. There's very few things that's worse to me than raising a child that you think is yours that's not. And even that story he said, man, that was insane. So I'm gonna wrap things up here. I'm just skimming through to see if there's any more super chats, because when I tell y'all there's so many comments, I literally cannot get through them all. I probably would need another 30 to 50 minutes to kind of click through each of them. So I'm just skimming through. Shout out to Shadow C for $199 for all the support. So thank y'all. So and I'll just state again, y'all. Although I'm new to the space, I'm already shadow banned. People are saying that they didn't receive the notifications for this. I obviously just put out the episode on Obama and everything is kind of flatline. So for now, it seems like I'm going to have to do a lot more lives because this appears to be the way in which I can still connect with the audience as of now. And my hope is that over time, the algorithm will fix itself. So if you're new to the channel, feel free to just check out all the different episodes that I have, or you just go through my regular video clips. Feel free to just go through and like them. Even if you're watching them for a couple minutes, just skim through. That's one short, easy way that I think that this could potentially help. But this is also teaching me that I need to create a Spotify. I need to create an Apple podcast. I need to create a Rumble. Folks are making it known that, like, yeah, I need to be pretty diversified in this, because if I want to keep doing stuff like this, it's probably a matter of time before YouTube may be coming for your boy as well. So listen, y'all, I appreciate it. I don't want to hold y'all any longer. Thanks everybody for showing up. I appreciate the love, appreciate the support, I don't take it for granted. And just know, y'all, I got another fire episode tomorrow when I meet with Philosophical. It is going to get deep. I'm telling you right now. If you've enjoyed last night, if you've enjoyed tonight, and I'm telling you that I now have a flow. Now that I'm getting used to this, it's becoming more natural. Yes, I am getting to a point where I pretty much am feeling very, very good about the direction of where this channel is growing and how it's growing. So listen, man, shout out to y'all. I appreciate this. This was super fun. It was lit. Definitely a good time. Definitely a good laugh for sure. So subscribe, like, send it to 2 or 3 people, and I'll holler at y'all on the other side. Like. Oh, when you log out of this, go to the comment and skim to the right, and instead of going to the comment or live, it'll say hype. If you could please hype this video. That's all of that. If you don't like it, if you don't do anything, just hype the video. Apparently the hypes really helps with this stuff. So listen, man, if y'all reach out to all the guys in the manosphere, all the ladies that's in this content creating space, I'm willing to collab. I'm willing to work with people who are genuinely good people. And I hope that this was helpful. It was shocking to some degree, but I hope it was helpful to both men and women, especially in the Black community. To the men, the thing that I did, I highly recommend. If you see women that use these talking points, bounce, roll. They're probably going to be high risk. And then to the ladies, if you're surrounding yourself with women who state these type of things, they're not healthy, healed, whole people right now anyway. And they're probably going to be a deterrent, and they're not going to be helpful to the long-term outcomes that it is that you claim that you want. So best believe if you want a stable, peaceful, good relationship, you can't surround yourself with the ratchets. You can't surround yourself with the loners, the loud, obnoxious, narcissistic, entitled, ratchet, rude or ratchet people, including the ladies. So if you're co-signing their crap, if you're just ignoring all of this stuff and just pretending it's not that bad, it is. And there are and honestly, I'm going to kind of agree with Tommy that a lot of the women in our community, maybe unknowingly, when you go against everything that Black men say that they want, like, value, and listen to everyone else, you're effectively an agent of chaos, and you're an officer of the CIA at that point. So if you want outcomes to be better, you as ladies got to be better too. It's not just on the men to lead better. You have to be someone that wants to be led. So I hope that this was helpful. Please add, and shout out to Miss Plum, shout out to Katie, shout out to AJ, to the moderators, shout out to everybody that watched this. Hype this episode as soon as this ends. Please hype the video, like it, subscribe, and we're going to have more hot content coming tomorrow. I'm going to work on the Master Communicator episode and try to get that out to y'all ASAP. I'll eventually will be announcing the project. On the 15th, I'll be in New York. On Friday, I'll be announcing what next week's schedule is going to be as far as people coming on the show. I got more big people from overseas that's going to be popping on. I got another big titan in the manosphere space. And all I can say is he's part of the original big three in the Black manosphere. Can't spoil it. Got to leave it at that. But listen, y'all, shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for sure. And like I said, man, it's clear that they're messing with the channel right now. So now I have to do due diligence to do more lives, to give y'all more content, give the people what they want. And all that I ask is that y'all support and send it to other people. Hype the video, like the video, and we'll see where it goes. Listen, y'all, I'm tired. I'm hungry. And I want to get a good night rest and get ready for tomorrow's episode and for work and everything else. So thank y'all again. Have a good night, and peace. Godson out.